Welcome back to episode 15 of Film Room Talk. This episode is just going to be mainly a Fantastic Four recap.
Breakdown and all that, bro.
We'll go over that, but once again, I am Gus Dixon. This is
Brian Quijada. Yep.
Back. This looks like a green screen.
I
dude.
know,
this
man.
Looks really
Your
nice.
office looks pretty cool, bro.
This is nice.
This is nice. This is the first time we have an actual space to do something like this, bro. Every time we've been doing it in living rooms.
And
Yeah.
This is where I've been shooting from now on. Like, this
Yeah,
is where I
I'm
started
telling you, you
from.
got to decorate this place, make it look nice. I think it'll be good. But we saw Fantastic Four about 2 days ago.
Yep. Had some time to simmer on it.
Yep, watched a couple of videos.
Yeah.
What do you think? First, I want to, off the top, number rating.
It's an 8. It's an
Give
8.
it an 8.
It's an 8.
I gave it a 7.8. I don't like to give it, I like to put some decimals on it.
I don't think it's a set. I mean, it's between a 7 and an 8. I think it's an 8 only because it doesn't force too much out of you. It doesn't try to, like... It's not forcing you to fall in love with these characters. The characters themselves put that into you. And, like, they feel very, very connected. Like, especially in certain scenes, like, when they're all just talking over each other. And, like, but it feels like they've been doing it for 4 years, as they said.
They do feel like a
breakdown of
family.
the trailers. So, yeah, I think it was an 8. I think there was some things that were holding it back. I think it's always just plot and the endings of these movies that kind of like just don't sell it for me. I feel like these endings are just all the same in relation.
Yeah, I wish they would have lost, and that's what we thought was gonna happen because of that one scene in that one trailer.
It was a dupe.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing. I thought they were gonna lose, and then the end of Thunderbolts was like, why are they at those 616? Oh, probably because the universe just got ruined.
And that was the whole point of like them. It felt like they were basically trying to get us to like be like, oh well, they're obviously gonna explain
lose. Yeah, in the end of at least the end of Fantastic Four,
and that is not explained at all.
Which that's our fault. Because we knew that scene was directed by the Russo brothers.
Yeah, but like,
not by Matt. If that end credit scene was directed by Matt Shakman,
insert that into
Doomsday.
I
think that's part of Doomsday.
Is the plot of how they? I hate that though. I want that to be a 20-minute subplot, no more, no less.
They're definitely gonna explain it. I don't doubt it. I just wish they explained it now.
Instead of because now we have to wait a whole year and a half.
I saw that 500 and something days till Doomsday. Dude, that's more than a year. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's I want to do first a non-spoiler.
Non-spoiler, I like it.
Non-spoiler. Overall, the movie was, I wouldn't say it was something new, something fresh, because like we said, the ending was a little too.
It's all the same, like.
But it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Compared to Captain America,
which
was the first MCU movie we got this year, and we had a little bit, not too much high hopes for it, like we did with Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts was probably the best Marvel movie
and
this
like
year.
we say, like Captain America wasn't bad. It's just imagine. You have like two perfect children, and then you have the run of the litter, but Captain America isn't good like story wise. It is good for terms of entertainment and like keeping you involved in the story and like wanting to see where it goes. But it's a solid 6 or 5 in my opinion.
Well, okay, Fantastic Four. What it did new was we've seen space before with Guardians. We've seen it in Avengers, Infinity War, and all that, but. I was thinking about it last night because you told me it reminded you of Interstellar. Yeah. And I was like, no, it doesn't. But then I thought about it, and I was like, holy crap, it kind of does.
In a sense, like it's not that spectacle. It's not like Christopher Nolan, obviously. But that's one thing I don't like about certain movies is like once they get into space, the physics are kind of demanded by what we see it as, and not by what we know it as. Yeah. And they did a real and this is a non-spoiler. They did some really good like shots in space, and there's certain spots where like they're like you have to do this because the laws of physics will not allow you to do it elsewise. My God, what a refresher! What a refresher to have that logic instead of being like, oh, Marvel superhero, I can just shoot a laser beam. And
it's not. No. When we saw, not to spoil it too much, but it was Silver Surfer was surfing, and you could see how the rays would shift with the hole in the lights. And that's something they really went in depth when it comes to that, and I really appreciate that. So this movie visually was really good.
I think the aesthetic of that 60s.
That also, too. Matt Shakman did an amazing job with that.
You can do a period piece in today's day and age, and you can do it right. And and I saw an interview with Pedro Pascal talking about it. He was, and this is why he was so good at reading. We don't really notice this because of the dialect that's just happening the whole time. Like, they're just dialogue a lot. He was like, okay, you know, I went into this thinking we're gonna be 60s. Like, hello, my name is Reed Richards.
Yeah, how they used to talk back in the day.
And he said they were like, okay, that's a little too much.
I
Still
saw
be yourself.
that. Yeah,
but so
he didn't have that Pedro Pascal.
It sounded like
he did sound.
All right, kids, here we are.
Yeah, he did have that little like cadence to him. You're right.
It sounded like very like 60s or like how the old people talked like back in the 50s and the 60s.
I wish everybody would have done that too. Like imagine like a Johnny Storm sounding like that.
Yeah,
that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
But Reed, I did notice that. I did notice that he didn't sound like he does in Narcos or in that one movie we saw with Nicolas Cage.
Last of Us, and so he was just. It felt like you're listening to a baseball game in the radio in the 50s literally. Or the 60s.
So yeah, they really nailed that 60s aesthetic, like you said, that tone, space theme, all that. Plot wise, it was good. It made sense. Not to spoil it too much, but it was in the trailer. They are trying to save the world
from
Galactus, and Galactus wants Franklin. That's the basis of this movie. And it made sense.
Yeah, it wasn't forced. I feel like most times we're always like, oh my god, you know, they're trying to get the baby. Imagine that plot line. But they do a good job of like. That's what I don't like about some of those movies and some of these movies that come out. They're like, well, they're going after the baby, and we don't know what to do about it, and we're just gonna hold the baby back. They did it logically in terms of story. I won't go into that, but they did a good job of like not making it just to where like we're gonna just hold Galactus back from Franklin. Like we're gonna come up with an idea on how to get Galactus to Franklin, but in a more sophisticated way.
The pacing was a little bit off.
Yeah.
You can tell they took out a lot of parts from this movie.
I think this movie could have been about 20 minutes longer.
And I do hope they release an extended cut.
It would work.
Because, yes, this movie was supposed to be about 2 hours and 10 minutes long, and now it's 155. So, yeah, they took about 20 minutes off.
That would give you about 10 minutes, which I think does just about everything you need.
I wish we would have seen John Malkovich.
Yeah.
I wish we would have seen... I was looking up some stuff. There's a lot of deleted scenes with The Thing, which, again, this is not spoiler, but we didn't get that many scenes with The Thing as we did in the other movies. Even Fan Forstick explained that part of... what's his name? What's The Thing's name? What's his name? How do we forget his Ben Grimm? Ben Grimm feels insecure about himself because he's this hideous creature. He's this rock. Nobody likes him. He has troubles with his love life, which it kind of touched in here, but not really. And like I told you, I wish they would have touched more upon his insecurity.
I think
because that's his character.
I think that was said at one point by Reed too.
Yeah, but it was barely mentioned.
But he was like,
it wasn't
my one calculation put all of us into this position. Like I was off by just a little bit.
And I did like that because that's also a big character trait for Reed is he feels guilty for this.
And you can tell how guilty he is.
Yeah, and then what's his name? Ben Grimm is like, dude, don't feel bad.
Well, and then like when the whole spaceship thing is happening, and like no spoilers, but he goes like, we need to do this, and
he's like, trust me.
He's like, just trust me,
and he does.
Yeah, which that's another build on like how good they're
even after Ben Grimm transformed to this creature, he still has this trust in Reed. So I wish they would have touched more upon that, and they probably will later on.
Yeah, I
feel like he's gonna have a bigger role, Ben Grimm, in Doomsday. I don't know why.
In Secret Wars, I definitely know his role in that, but
what else? I'm trying to see what else I can nitpick off this movie because the movie was great.
Yeah.
What other issues did I have with this movie? Because when we walked out of that theater, I had
your one issue was Reed's powers.
Oh, we didn't, man. The thing with Reed is he always can do these silly things, right? He can transform into a parachute. We've seen
an umbrella.
In the 05 or 04 movie, he transformed into like this big parachute and wrapped around.
Yeah.
Boom. I wish we would have seen more of that. All we got to see was him slingshot himself.
Yeah, and
like stretch his hands.
And someone, him getting stretched and.
Yeah, and it was like,
It just wasn't.
I guess.
It wasn't a lot, and I feel like they did so much more work for like Ben Grimm or Sue Storm and Johnny Storm. Like all those powers were really.
Sue, now that I think about it, we didn't see much of Sue either.
I think they did
at least her invisibility. So.
They were using that to their like in the space travel.
Yeah, I guess so.
And when they're like trying to get out, it's like, just make us invisible, Sue.
That's true.
And they did that a few times.
Yeah, okay, you're right about that. Johnny Storm was great.
He kind of felt like the main character of it a little bit.
Really? Everybody was saying Vanessa Kirby was the main character in this movie.
I feel like that's kind of the good thing about this movie is like not one person is the main character. They all really have like kind of good separate storylines. It does feel like if you were to put the numbers on it, I think Vanessa Kirby, Sue Storm, definitely gets like the.
Well, I mean, she has having a kid, and the kid is the main thing around.
Which is a good. I think it's a good thing to do. I don't think it feels forced to the point where you're like.
No, definitely not.
Oh my God, they're putting Sue Storm in our face. Michael Giacchino's score is. I mean. Yeah. Let's just be honest with ourselves. We've watched Spider-Man. If anyone, I mean, for God's sakes, if you've watched Up, anyone probably that watches any of these videos has at least seen Up one time.
Yeah, for sure.
The soundtrack for Up is probably one of, if not the best, like movie soundtrack.
So Giacchino did that one?
Huh?
Did Giacchino do that one? I didn't know that.
Giacchino did Up. Giacchino did No Way Home, which that soundtrack killed me.
Yeah, we know that.
And I mean, with this one, it's not like something you kind of notice while you're watching. You just kind of hear it in the background. You're like, this is kind of awesome. But if it wasn't for that score that Giacchino makes, the scene isn't as like, it's not as big and skeptical. It's not as like huge that it needs to be. And Giacchino does just a wonderful job of like bringing you into the world and it feels like 60s-esque, like all the little sounds in the background. And Herbie was another good part. Herbie was a really good, and I never understood a word he was saying, but
that's the thing. You knew from the sound he was making because he would go. You know what that is. That's what you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I did like Herbie, and he didn't feel like an R2D2. He felt normal. He felt like his own, that's what I'm saying. Sense. Like that whole part of him like covering up, baby proofing everything was so funny.
Yeah.
So final rating for this movie, just to wrap up the video is, you gave it an 8.
I'll give it an 8.
I'm giving it a 7.8. I wish we would have seen more of Ben Grimm. I wish we would have seen more of Mr. Fantastic's powers. Overall, though, it's just nitpicks. This movie's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's
we're back.
I think it's the best Fantastic Four film by a mile. Yeah. It's not even close. I think that for God's sakes, Marvel's been taking notes. I think they finally kind of locked in. We heavily enjoyed it. I thought it was much better than I thought it would be. I feel like with these Fantastic Four movies, you're kind of like, well, 10 years went by. What do we have now? And
I wasn't disappointed by. Anything really.
You know what it was? It's fantastic.
Say that again.
It's fantastic.
Okay, not our spoiler. Oh my God, we gotta start with the obvious, the credit scene. Okay?
Yes.
So we see Vanessa Kirby, Sue Storm, with little Franklin, who's now 4 years old.
Yep, 4 years into the future, he is a 4-year-old.
He was reading, what was it? Little Caterpillar? No.
Yeah. He was reading The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Very Hungry Caterpillar. And the kid wants to read another book. So, Mr. Kirby goes.
Sue Storm goes and gets a book. She goes through these books, and they don't really, they don't bear importance, but it's just, all of a sudden, you hear a little, like, theme. But you hear, like, a little, it's, like, very low tone, and you're like...
Yes. You see a green glow. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that?
I kind of saw like a glimpse, glow, a glimpse.
It's like the tone changed, like the color tone.
And then the theme is so cold and like you can feel. But it's because, and for those who don't know, Alan Silvestri, who has done all of the Avengers scores, does the score for Doom at the end of the movie. Holy shit! And then they pan the camera and. Franklin is looking up and touching his face. He might have done something by doing that.
You think so?
Look at his powers. All it takes is one little touch, one little look, and he can change everything. It might be what turns him into God Emperor Doom.
What?
It could be.
So, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Hold on. We see Doom for the first time, and we don't see the face. I mean, we know who it is.
Yeah.
We see the mask.
Yeah.
Chromed out.
So chromed out.
The hood
so good.
Looked good. Green. It was... I hope this is the suit. I really hope this is the suit.
I hope it's just not overcomplicated to a point that you're like...
In the face. The mask... What I was afraid of is they were going to make the mask look like Iron Man. And that's not what it looked like.
It looked like generic.
When you could barely see it, and I looked at some pictures on Twitter from the end credit scene, and it does look like an authentic Doom mask. So
but it looks like generic.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't look...
Like, it looks like it fits the face.
Like an Iron Man mask.
Not like a plate. Like, it looks like it's fitted.
You think so?
Maybe. I think
so. I think it's a face mask. But okay, so that's setting up what? We don't know. We literally don't
because know. Thunderbolts just shows us 14 months after the present of the Thunderbolts events, and then it shows us that Fantastic Four ship coming in. And my God, we've been questioning for the last 2 months, like, what the like, why is that ship here? And now
we're gonna get that answer too.
And we don't know. We don't know. And you know what, Brian? That does an amazing job because you know what? It leaves us on our toes
it makes us
for the next year and a half.
Yeah.
And more. Year and more.
Yeah, literally. Because we're not going to get an answer. We're probably going to see some type of end credit scene in Spider-Man.
Or Wonder Man.
I don't think so.
Maybe. I feel like if you're making that project, you're kind of setting it up.
Kevin Feige recently said he's going to separate that. There's going to be two separate sort of worlds, right? Because the events of Thunderbolts, where literally half of New York was turning into a shadow, will not even be referenced in season 2 of Daredevil. So I don't think Wonder Man is gonna even matter when it comes to Doomsday. I don't think so. I think
so bad.
We're only gonna see another glimpse in the end credit scene of Spider-Man, and then that's probably gonna be like probably the best one we're gonna get.
Could be, which I hope we get. I hope we get info on soon because last I checked, they're not started filming.
What, Spider-Man? Well, right now they're doing Punisher. Brian, the Punisher special.
If Spider-Man is supposed to come out and they haven't started shooting for that,
when is that supposed to come out? May, right?
Before Doomsday.
Yeah, but it's May, right?
Yeah, and they haven't started shooting?
Yeah, it's a year from now.
You would have think they started production back in February.
They just turned the script in about 2 months ago. You remember we talked about that?
That movie's not getting done.
Yeah, I think that's probably
going to get released after.
No, I doubt it.
They don't have time. They started filming on Doomsday in what?
Okay,
May?
Look, hold on. December of 26 is when Doomsday comes out. So they have from May to December. So they'll probably postpone it to like September, October. They're probably postpone it to September, October, because I don't think they're gonna. No, they can't drop a Spider-Man movie in 27 right before. That's the whole point. Why they postponed Doomsday is to keep Spider-Man to be a grounded hero.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think so. But besides the point, we saw that it was a different ship, which we didn't even get to see that ship in this movie. I thought at least we were going to get a glimpse of the new Fantastic Four ship with the 4 little fins. We didn't get to see that. So we don't know nothing. We literally don't have a clue at all.
I know my guess.
What?
And they threw me off with that interview where they're like, wow, that carpet's much bigger.
Oh, yeah.
It's got so much more. Did the Fantastic Four go to the 616 after 1969 in their universe? Or did they go before? And is this an alternate dimension? I'm not sure. Are they going to the 616 to get Sue out of Doom's hands? Or is Sue with them? Like, did they get transported? Is this going to be they fall into cryosleep for a few years? I think this is
still 828, the end credit scene. I think that's all 828.
I don't know.
And I think, and my theory is, and they showed us this for a reason.
Yeah.
The Latveria little nameplate.
It is their universe's Doom.
I'm pretty sure it has to be. Because they didn't show us that for no reason. Like, everybody in the planet likes Fantastic Four.
They would have done that in Civil
Latveria.
War for the Accords. They would have
exactly.
They would have shown us years ago.
So, I think Robert Downey Jr. is 828's main Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
And I think that end credit scene was 828. Now, why do they go to the 616? That's what we don't know. We don't know why. We thought they were going to go to the 616.
That's so good,
because their planet got destroyed.
This is exactly like Infinity War. Like, we don't know what all the characters are doing or why they're doing it.
You know what the bad thing about that is?
What?
You remember how many times Infinity War was leaked? Because people were so desperate to know what was going to happen? Bro,
good.
They leaked trailers.
We know how we are.
No Way Home, bro. You remember?
We know how we are.
Our freshman year, and you were like, Brian, the No Way Home trailer got leaked.
August.
And it was like VFX. It was the worst thing ever.
But you could tell what was happening.
But bro, they're gonna do that again. If they're gonna keep us on our toes, waiting to see what's gonna happen, something's gonna get leaked. Yeah. Something's bound to get leaked because us fans were desperate.
Yeah.
So I don't like this. I wish I knew at least why they are in the 616, but we don't know that yet. So, I don't know. But let's talk about the movie. we mentioned earlier about the cut scenes. No John Malkovich. There was a scene where Reed was fighting an orangutan, or at least running away from him.
Yeah.
Why show that if you're not going to show John Malkovich?
Show a little bit of, like, give backstory.
But
because I imagine in between those scenes were those scenes.
Yeah, the John Malkovich scene. That was something they should have kept. This movie could have been longer and it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, I agree.
It would have been the same length as Superman. So, I don't know.
I just imagine that. I mean, everything else about it was so good. I do feel like that took away from a lot of it was keeping the John Malkovich scenes or whatever else, because there was probably about at least 20 more extra minutes of footage, which I understand cutting 20. So. 10 more minutes, that movie's a little better. Just a little. Not a lot, but a little. And you get a lot more context.
You think John Malkovich makes this movie a little bit better?
No.
I think if
I don't think he makes the movie better. I think the context of what was happening would have made it better. I think so. Understanding as to why everything happened instead of being like, he fought the red ghost. He's also got her. Like, what's the point?
You saw the stuff I showed you yesterday? So they did try on the OG suits, the black and blue suits. They apparently filmed with those suits.
It would have been nice.
There is more. I think this movie was supposed to be even longer than we thought. This movie could be 3 hours long.
I think 2.5 would have been right. I think 2.5 was probably what they were shooting for.
They need to release, and I've seen a lot of this on Twitter, release what is his last name again? the Shackman cut. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, I think.
Because I think if this movie was longer, it would have been better.
Well, and that's Marvel's thing now. They're like, we don't want to make movies too long. Yeah, make a long movie. Make a long movie, but make it good. Like, take all the minutes you put into Quantumania, all the minutes you put into She-Hulk, all the minutes, like...
Our problem is that you're not giving us long movies. Our problem is that you're giving us too many movies.
It's the problem that it's long movies with no real lead into what's happening next. It's all, like, just bullshit humor and... characters that are going to die in the movie and not really mean anything in the end.
And I'm glad they didn't kill off Galactus.
Yes.
I'm glad they didn't kill off Silver Surfer.
Yes.
We're going to see them later on.
They're in a black hole.
We don't know where they're at exactly.
Yeah, they could be in the void.
They're probably still going to come back. So that was pretty cool because they didn't do them like they did, what's his name from Love and Thunder? Christian Bale's guy, Gore. They killed him off.
Yeah.
And it's like, what an amazing actor. You ruin the character, you wasted.
Yeah, you slaughtered the character.
But with Galactus, man, that guy,
Ralph
he's
Ineson.
been in a lot of movies. He did an amazing job. His voice, he was scary.
He sounded
when he was talking to Sue when they were in space.
Like
I was scared.
I was like, good lord, dude.
Bro.
Like
Shia LaBeouf was so
and
good.
that was a lot of people's main problem. Like, I don't want a female Silver Surfer. And I was like, it's not like they're making a character that doesn't exist.
They didn't sex change it. No.
Yeah, this is a character that has existed, has been existed, and in my opinion, and I love Norman Rad, I think her character served a great purpose to the story. I loved, and like they did, it didn't need to be more than a 5-minute flashback of like her life. It was like less than that. It was like 2.5 minutes. That's perfect. Like, you don't have to go into their entire life, their mother, their father, their husband.
Yeah.
Just show her and the kid. Show how she sacrificed herself to be in the position she's in. And you're not doing too much. You are doing absolutely everything correct. And that was actually the film's feat, was that it didn't focus too much on backstories. That's been a lot of movies' problems nowadays.
Yeah.
They rely on these backstories, and they waste about 20 or 30 minutes of screen time. 20 minutes of...
Not even.
20 or 30 minutes, but still, that's a lot of screen
for the Fantastic Four origin,
it was like
much less.
For all of them together, it was like 20 minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's perfect for an hour 55 movie. That's all you need. So, but that's what those extra minutes would have helped for, is a little bit of... So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. While I don't want as many background information, it wouldn't hurt for characters we've never met before.
That's the thing.
And you could use it for that.
If it was like Doomsday and they cut some clips like that, it's like, we know these characters, but these are some new characters.
Yeah.
It would add more exposition. And also, the pacing would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
I wish... Damn. There's a lot of things I wish we would have seen in this movie just because we're Marvel fans. I think for the regular person, this movie's amazing. I think
they're probably like, this is awesome. But for like people who have been
fan,
watching since Iron Man, we're like...
But this is a step in the right direction, man. I mean, like...
if you've done Daredevil, you've done Thunderbolts, and you've done Fantastic Four. I think you ride on this high. I think you look at all the past failures. I think you go like, guys, What are we doing?
Well, they've slowed down.
Yeah.
They've definitely slowed down.
That's great. Thank God. I'm tired of 3 shows. I mean, unless I'm getting Moon Knight, WandaVision, Loki.
Yeah, unless you're giving us good shows. Yeah.
Then I don't want them. And Daredevil was one of them. And Ironheart, I'm sure, was also one of them. That I'll have to see.
Well, it wasn't that. It was like I said when we were talking about this. Ironheart was a show
filmed
that was
in 2023.
Yeah, produced, filmed, and just now released. With next year, we're gonna get Daredevil season 2, Punisher. We're gonna get. I think that's it. What shows are we getting next year?
Not much.
Because I know Punisher isn't a show, but it's gonna be a Disney Plus special. But I don't think that's and that's good because they're gonna put more time into Doomsday and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which is what we want. Which is what we need. Let me see. What other things could we nitpick about this movie and explain more? We saw and I didn't think they were gonna show this in the movie. What's that one creature that was on the ground? He was in a Little Caesars commercial. It's not the mole man. It's the other thing. Giganto. We saw him.
And the scene was much better than what it looked like.
But now I'm gonna say this, and I know you don't agree with me. The CGI was so not that good.
It was
a little sloppy at times.
It was a little
rubbery, PS2-ish at times.
It looked a little
and
rough.
I saw it, and I'm like, oh man, it looks like. I'm not gonna say it looked like Secret Invasions, but it looked bad at points.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, the scenes we would read, they didn't look too rubbery. I think mainly with me was some Silver Surfer scenes looked really off. But what's his name looked really good. Galactus.
Yeah.
And the details in his suit, his glowing eyes looked really good. Space looked really good. The black hole scene's really good. So this movie wasn't like really bad when it comes to. It wasn't the Flash bad, but it also wasn't like Infinity War good. Oh man, Transformers was ahead of its time. Yeah. I don't know how they afforded that type of CGI in 2007.
And it still
18 years ago. Yeah. What else you got, Gussie? What else you got for?
I mean, I would suggest that anyone and everyone should watch this movie. You need no context on previous Marvel entries. You need no, like, it's just really good in terms of a Marvel movie that for once you don't need context. You don't need answers. You don't need, like, something to go in and be like, oh, what do I need to know before this? You need to know nothing. I mean, obviously, I feel like a lot of people, and that's why they didn't do it in this story, the whole introduction of who the characters are. You don't need that introduction. I mean, it's been reiterated 2 times before this in the last 20 years. So I think for the movie itself, it's a solid 8 out of 10. It will never be a 9 out of 10 for certain reasons.
Yeah.
I just can't. It's just not a 9. It's not something I walked out of the theater and was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
like I didn't have like that reaction.
Yeah.
I loved the movie though.
Yeah.
And it sucks because it was put up against one of the best comic book movies of all time, in my opinion, in Superman 25. So it's an 8 out of 10. I think it's impossible not to compare this to Superman, considering the fact they came out 2 weeks apart.
Yes. The same month.
Superman was the better of the two.
Yeah.
That's a gimme, but it is without a doubt one of the better Marvel movies, I think, in the past. Since the Endgame postgame. The Endgame postgame.
Yeah.
It's one of the better ones.
Yeah.
And sorry, it'll never be Deadpool and Wolverine either. That's also one thing. I'll always love that movie.
I rewatched it again and it's good.
Yeah.
I kind of give it, and a lot of people were giving it shit recently. They were saying it's nostalgia bait.
It's a 9.
It's really good. It was a nostalgia bait.
When I walked out of that theater, I was just like,
you really
so
liked that
happy.
one. You really liked it.
But I think Fantastic Four: First Steps is a solid 8 out of 10. It is one of the better Marvel movies, I think. Before the summer ends, go with your kids, go with your friends, go with.
This is a family movie.
Yeah, this is
really a family movie, and not on some Fast and Furious family.
No.
This is on some. It actually you feel it, and you're a father.
Yeah,
so I know you felt.
I felt the intensity when they were like, you better do something with Franklin. I'm like, oh my God, what are you gonna do with Franklin? And they're like, how about we just put him in the middle of the city in front of Galactus?
That was insane. That was insane.
No!
Use him as bait, but Reed knew that was the only way, and he didn't want to. But I mean, I think that's it. Mm-hmm. That's all we have. I can't seem to nitpick anything else.
Fantastic Four, First Steps in theaters right now. Go see. No, I mean I wouldn't go that length. I just say go see it. It's worth it.
I mean, you got the poster. All right, got the poster. But yeah, I think that's it. We'll catch you guys in the next one.